Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, and welcome to another session of Crypto and Coffee. I am one of your co-hosts, Pam Peebles, and today I have one of my co-hosts with me, my beautiful sister, Marilyn Turner. Good morning, Marilyn.
Good morning, Pam. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, Frances, our third co-host is on the road traveling today, so she's not going to join us. So you have to put up with us for the day, but we're going to have some fun. So today, our topic is the top 10 cryptocurrency coins. But Grand Rising, good morning. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on with these coins. This is actually, I want to say this is my favorite day now. I could probably do this every day of the week. We can just get up and talk about favorite coins, because one thing about the crypto world is that things are forever changing. And back when I first learned about cryptocurrency was Bitcoin, and it was the only coin out there at this time. There were probably a few, but you didn't hear about them. But Bitcoin was the only coin, and it was all this talk about it was going to revolutionize the world, and he was going to become a millionaire, blah, 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 all the stuff I didn't listen to. But as we now know, hindsight, because y'all have heard my sad ass sob story before, that I would have probably been worth, or not probably, would have been worth close to 400 million at this time, or 330 million, whatever it is. Once you get past that 100 million, it really doesn't matter, right? I mean, once you get past 100 million, you just balling out of control, and it doesn't matter whether you got 100 million, 200 million, 500 million, or a billion, because life is on your terms. But needless to say, I did not make that investment, and so here we are. But so let's talk a little bit about the coins, Marilyn. We always do the top 10. Well, we've been starting to do the top 10 backwards. And it's really interesting because they pretty much, I'm looking now, they're pretty much almost in the same identical order. Almost, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at them, they're almost identical. So we're going to go over them again, but we're going to talk a little bit more in depth in them, because last week when we talked about coins, it was a few on there that you and I were like, we don't have those in our portfolio, but that changed, right?
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the top 10 trending currencies. And this information, y'all, because I believe in sharing education, knowledge, anything. It's coming from coinmarketcap.com, coinmarketcap.com. So we're not pulling out any magical information that you can't go look up on your own. Now, there are other trending currencies and things of that nature that come into me all the time, but we're just going to talk about the top 10. So I'm going to put them in the same order that we did before. Number 10, Maryland, is Uniswap. UNI. That reminds me of Queen Latifah's song.
UNITY.
I don't have no voice, so I'm not embarrassed myself.
Me either.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Did you pick some up?
Yes, I actually did pick up some Uniswap. Okay. I picked it up last week. We went over. So I'm like I want to know about my coin type geek.
Right.
So Uniswap is actually it's one of those popular decentralized trading tokens. And it's sort of like a market marker, if you know right. Okay. So they launched that in November 2018. And what it does is it aims to keep token trading automated and completely open to anyone who holds tokens.
Right. So for somebody who's listening and they don't know anything about cryptocurrency, and by the way, if you're watching us, if you're watching a video, or if you're on YouTube watching our channel, welcome. Thank you. Please subscribe and check out some of our other videos. We are now on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as Crypto Coaching for Beginners. The reason why we started this whole movement, Crypto Coaching for Beginners, which was originally Crypto Coaching for Women, but the men started kind of pounding us like, you being sexist. And so we want to share the resources with everybody. But the reason why we started the crypto coaching group, Facebook page, etc., is because there's still so little knowledge out there. As much as there is out there, a lot of it, even if you are on YouTube watching this video, so much of it is over your head, and it stops people from investing. It stops people from making very basic decisions because they don't know how to get started, what to do. And I think, Marilyn, we need to set one of those up too. Just the basics of what to do. So if you are watching this and you are not part of our crypto coaching for beginners community on Facebook, please feel free to join us. It's open to all now. And also subscribe to us on YouTube, because we put in videos right now 5 days a week, but that's going to be changing, and we're going to be up in the game a little bit because we got some things to share with you guys soon. So Marilyn, back to this coin. Why would somebody who's brand new, why should they invest in it? What do you think is the benefit for someone who's looking at Uniswap for the first time?
Well, I'll give you my geekiest answer, because you know that's actually Francis' department.
Right.
But I'm just gonna be plain and honest, just totally transparent. Uniswap is one of those coins that's been seeing a continuous gain, and so it's been making my portfolio look sexy. Right. That is the most educated answer I can give you right now. It's making me money. Yeah. And now, for the people that don't know a whole lot about Uniswap, I didn't either in the beginning. Just read up on it. If you're interested in a particular token, just do your due diligence and find out more about it and see if that's a good fit for you.
And you know what, Marilyn, one of the things that I really love about our crypto and coffee sessions is that people can come to the table, you know, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and not have a clue what's going on. And they walk away with at least enough knowledge to say, you know what, let me check this out, because that's really all we're doing, folks. I'm not telling you that we're, you know, the experts, but we partner with experts. And I can tell you that in the last 6 months, my education, my knowledge base, everything has not even 10 times, more like 100 times. And I can't even imagine having the types of money conversations about crypto that we are having in these days, because it's just the wealth is being shared with me, and I believe in sharing everything that I learned with you guys. Yeah. Let's go to number 9, Polkadot.
Before we go to Polkadot, Pam, I just wanted to add this part in. Uniswap would really be a good token to start with, because it's at a really good starting price right now. Uniswap is trading at $19.06. So that would be a really good entry point, or a really good coin to get started with if anybody is brand new to crypto.
Yeah, and I agree with that 1000%, because here's the thing. I think, you know, like everyone else, the initial thing is it's a fear, you know, like, can I invest in this? Do I have enough money? Well, the reality is, what I love about cryptocurrency is that, unlike some stocks, even though you can buy some stocks relatively cheap, you know, with stocks, the stock market, you have to really get in early. You really have to get in before it starts making moves, because that's where the profit is made. You really make your money. I mean, same with crypto, don't get me wrong, but the difference is, that's my husband making all this noise. The difference is that with cryptocurrency, there's so many opportunities to get in at a really low rate. You know, Marilyn, you and I have talked before, because unlike Francis, you and I are having fun with the meme coins now, and I get it. Francis is a banker by trade, and you know, she's straight across the board, no foolishness. I am for the foolishness. I am all for the possibilities and opportunities and everything else, because I have seen what happened with Dogecoin and a few other of the meme coins that really had no utility purpose, and for the most part was useless, that have made millions of dollars. So while I only have a very, very small percentage of my investments tied up in meme coins, I do believe that they hold their place. Would I advise anyone to put $10,000 into a meme coin? If you got $1 million sitting liquid, then sure, have at it, go play with it. if all you got is $10,000, that's a very, very bad decision. Again, one of the things that we teach as part of our community is how to leverage yourself. You know, I personally believe that 90% to 95% of your investment should be in stable coins. You know, 5% or, you know, at the max 10% should be into the meme coins. And it's just because the meme coins are really a lot more risky. Most of them have no utility behind them. And it's, you know, it's really a shot in the dark. Now that shot in the dark could turn out to be very, very profitable, but nonetheless, there is some risk involved. So let's talk about Polkadot. Polkadot is not a meme coin. Polkadot is balling out of control.
Yeah, I like the dots. I think that's one of Francis's favorite too. And, you know, the more she talks about it, the more I want to find out about Polkadot. And what I found out is that Polkadot has 4 core components. It's a relay chain, parachain, what is that? Parahead, I think it is. Let me look. Parahead. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. Yes. Parrot head, and that basically means that, I'm just going to read this verbatim, similar to parachains, but with flexible connectivity based on economy, pay-as-you-go model. And that was what we were talking about last week, sort of like pay-as-you-go thing. You remember that, Pam?
Yes.
And also bridges, which allows parachains and parrot heads to reconnect and communicate with external blockchains like Ethereum. So it sort of covenants the other cryptos so that they can actually train trustlessly.
Right. Basically. You know, and here's again, we have 3 different women, 2 of us on today, with different mindsets on how we look at investing and how we look at our portfolios. I've been a real estate investor for over 25 years, and I've been a coach for over 25 years. I am showing my age, but I have been a coach for just as long. And one of the things I always do is I always hedge my investments. I don't have to know everything about them. For me, I just believe that I look at the history, I look at the projections, and then I make a decision. I love that we both come on with a different perspective, and that, you know, I walk away learning something that I didn't know for something that I may have already invested in. So that's the really cool part about the information that we're learning, is that you can go as deep and dive as deep as you want to, or you can stay on the surface. And for me, I always tell people, I am educated enough to be dangerous. I am educated enough where I can make conscious decisions. I would never steer anyone in that direction, but I'm confident in the information that I know because I get enough education to be able to make these types of decisions. Whereas Marilyn knows everything about it. She knows Bitcoin cousin. She knows where Bitcoin hang out at. She be at the club with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I don't, me and Bitcoin don't hang out like that, but you know, we tied in together. So yeah, let's talk about our next coin, Polkadot. And the next one is the USD coin. Now, you and I both talked about this last week because we both have been flipping crypto, but we've been using USDT. We haven't been using the USDC. Now, as of now, I use the USDC coin instead of the Tether, whatever it's called, just because Francis brought it up. But it holds the same utility for me. It's a stable coin. It pretty much runs very close to the US dollar. And so regardless of everything going up and down, it stays around $1. I've seen it go down to 98 cents, 99 cents, $1.01, $1.02, but it's always around $1. So for those of you watching, Marilyn, you can explain a little bit about, we call it coin flipping. That's because we have real estate investment backgrounds. But for somebody else, it would be transferring and protecting our investment, our assets, the growth that we made. So Marilyn, and you know, I'm just like, nah, we flip coins. We pull our money out, we put it back in. That's how we roll. So Marilyn, what are you using USD coin for? Are you using it now?
Yeah, I actually am. And the only reason is just for hedging. And I actually just added it to my portfolio because it is a stable coin and it's actually pegged by the US dollar on that one-to-one basis. And it's still backed up by $1 that is held in the reserve. So it's a pretty stable, safe coin. And I basically use it for hedging. Unlike my meme coins, the only reason I buy meme coins is I try to catch them when they're like right at the gate and getting ready to come out, because there's going to be some type of gain. And I use that gain to actually put into my stable coins. And that's really the only purpose for my meme coins. But yeah, I did invest into that USD coin. And the price basically never ever changes. It just stays at $1.
Yeah, I'm looking at the USD coin right now is right at $1 today. The USDT coin is also right at $1. But what I have noticed is that, there's not much fluctuation with the USD coin. And so for those of you guys who are watching, let me give you the quick version, because I believe in keeping it as simple and basic as possible, because that's when it finally got to me how this all works. So the quick version is that, for example, when Bitcoin went up to $64,000, wherever it was, let's say that you had one Bitcoin and you wanted to reserve the money that you had made, the profit margin, okay? Instead of riding Bitcoin back down to the bottom, what you would do is transfer that money out into another stable coin like the USD coin. And then when Bitcoin drops down, or it dropped down to 30,000, that would have given you the ability to buy two, okay? Because it was 64,000, you transfer it to another coin, and then that'll give you the ability to buy more coins. Marilyn and I have termed it as flipping, because to me, it feels like real estate, because you could literally flip every single day if the market is fluctuating. So there's a whole lot of money to be made, in addition to crypto trading, which is another conversation all in itself, because Marilyn and I have just been diving in that recently. And let me tell you, we're going to have a whole lot of conversations about that, because it's about to be sick.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's talk about XRP. Now, XRP is bae to me. I'm just sitting back watching XRP go through all its changes with the government and saying, you know what? Either it is going to go on the stock exchange and we're going to get paid, or it's going to stay over here and we're going to get paid. But either way, we're going to get paid. Marilyn, you can give them the more technical side of it, because I know that you also have a very intimate relationship with XRP.
Girl, XRP is my hood coin. That's my hood boo right there. He stay in some trouble, but I mean, he still keep paying the bills here, taking care of mama. So I love me some XRP. And it's also a really, really good coin to start if you're brand new with crypto, because it's trading at about 72 cents today. Also, it has it's seen a spike of about a little over 14% in the last 24 hours. So I kind of keep my eyes more on XRP than anything. I will admit, I love XRP. And it is actually the platform is a real-time gross settlement system that aims to enable instant monetary transactions globally. And that last part I read verbatim because I wanted to give you the correct grammar.
Interestingly enough, XRP was one of the first coins that I made a big investment in. That it was one of the first. I heard about Ripple years ago. Misinformation now that I know, but it was misinformation. But I heard a ton about XRP a very long time ago, and how it too, like Bitcoin, was going to be revolutionary. And again, did not understand it, but as soon as I understood exactly where this coin was going to go, for me, it's one that I invested in that I plan to just sit it out. Hold on one second, Marilyn, pick up. Let me shut this door.
Okay, and the other thing about XRP is that it's sort of a native to the ledger, and you can actually use that for any currency to do transactions on the platform. So it was actually created to be a speedy and less costly type alternative to the digital assets and the existing monetary payments platforms like Swift. And I think we actually use Swift from time to time.
Right.
But yeah, that's basically, and what I do is, you know, the reason I want to know so much about my coins is to see how important it's going to be. If it's important now, if it's going to be even more important in the future. And if it is, it's going to be around for a while. So that's a really good reason to add it to my portfolio.
Yeah, and you know what? Another thing too, Marilyn, for some of these cryptocurrencies, you know, if you're just learning about cryptocurrency, I want to invite you to partner with us. You know, get back in touch with the person who put you on to Crypto and Coffee for today, and let them know, listen, I need more education, because the truth of the matter is education is paramount to being able to create wealth in this environment, because there's a whole lot of millionaires and multimillionaires that are coming from out of our little community simply because they are making wise investments, because they have wise counsel. And that's the best way that I can explain that. I've been doing coaching for over 25 years, working as a wealth coach, online business coach. And I can tell you that I have saw nothing as solid as what we're doing right now with cryptocurrency ever in life. Ever in life. It is going to be so easy to connect people, show them the whole way to getting to having $1 million portfolio. And I don't care what anybody says, if you just live off the interest of your $1 million portfolio, you can live for the rest of your life, as long as you're not savage and out here acting a fool. So where did that come from? I had no idea. Let's go to the next one. Marilyn, Dogecoin.
Yeah, Dogecoin was one of those coins that came out of the gate and everybody was buying Dogecoin. I honestly, this is just my opinion. I think Dogecoin has probably seen its best days.
Yeah.
Because I've been following the whole Dogecoin army. I am a part of the Dogecoin army. The ones of us still left is basically just sitting there right now. So if it does see any type of gain, it'll be one of those coins that I plan on flipping, because it is one of the meme coins that I hold. But other than it just being a Dogecoin and being in the market, it really doesn't do anything as far as, you know, for the economy. It's really not an important coin unless it goes up in price and I can flip something off of it. But other than that, it just sits there. It's basically just a fan type coin. Everybody just has it.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you, Marilyn, that I never purchased Doge. A couple times when I saw it got down really, really low, I thought about it. But, you know, the projections, I think it's hit its high day. Now, could that change? Absolutely, because you have a strong community behind Doge. But it's interesting that it is the only meme coin that's on our list of 10, and it's still holding at number 6. So that says a lot. It's trading for 268.268. So basically almost 27 cents. As of recent, a couple weeks ago, it was down to like 21 cents, I believe. So is there potential? I'm going to be honest. This one, I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of energy from the Doge army shift over to the Shiba Inu coin. And I honestly believe that that is going to be the next meme coin that takes off. Again, I'm not an expert, just my projections. And Shiba Inu right now does not have any type of utility or purpose. However, they are in the process of creating a utility and purpose for it. So that would be the deciding factor as to whether or not that takes off. But the great thing about the Shiba Inu and even the Dogecoin is that there were unlimited amounts of coins. So unlike Bitcoin, which has the scarcity, there's, you know, only X amount of coins that you can buy. Such is not the case for most of these meme coins. There's no minimum on it, there's no maximum amount on it. So that means that you can buy as many as you want, typically at a very low price. And then it's a hold coin. For me, that's the only coin that I am holding right now. That is a meme coin with the hopes that it goes to the moon like everybody else wants, so I can get my Lambo. All right. You know I don't want no Lambo, but that seems to be all everybody talking about. Let's go into the booth and I'm gonna get a Lambo. Let's talk about ADA. Cardano, Bay.
Yeah, we know you have this intimate relationship with Cardano. I love Cardano too. Yeah. And I hold again a really good coin to start with. Prices at 140 right now, and it's seen a little bit of gain, which is money. But just some more interesting information I found out. I've been up all night, y'all, and I am hyped up on coffee. But Cardano is actually used by agricultural companies to track fresh produce from field to fork. So I thought that was very interesting, and it also hit home for me because for a lot of people don't know that I was born and raised on a farm. So that was something that I had to get with my peeps back home about.
That's really interesting, though. That's really interesting. I didn't know that. No, I just knew it was gonna make some money. I told y'all, this is what is really great about our little group, our little trio here is that we all have very different perspectives. If y'all already know, I am just here for the money, community, but for the money. And I don't need to know what the coin does other than make money.
Yeah, Pam is the Bitcoin mommy.
Well, you know what it is? It's just
crypto money.
No, because the more I learn, because I come from a background on how to build wealth, and I believe in leverage, and I've always learned that you don't have to know everything about a particular investment to know that it's going to make some money. So I look at it and say, what is the percentage, or what are the odds that it's going to make money? Well, you can look at the history on something like real estate. Cryptocurrency to me is no different than real estate. It's just more portable and easier to invest in. But think about real estate. When you buy a house, or I've talked about this to people before, you can buy a house, the same exact house, and one is on the beach and one is inland, in Chicago or something. That house that's on the beach can cost 10 times as much because it's in a certain location, okay? And the house in the city could be 200,000 where the other one is 2 million. Well, the difference is you could have gotten a house at the beach for 200,000 a long, long time ago had you bought in. That's what crypto is. Crypto is essentially like an investment property, except for you don't have to have $200,000 to invest. You can come in with as little as $20, $25. It doesn't matter. You don't have to make these large investments into crypto. But going back to 88, I had no clue whatsoever, but that makes it a very, it was already stable to me, but it makes it a whole lot more attractive because, we're having a shortage right now of employees. People are having a hard time staffing their businesses and staffing, I would imagine, doing farm labor, hard labor, that this would definitely come in handy as far as helping them, get their crops and all that other stuff.
Yeah. And Cardano is actually doing some policing too, because it allows the retailers to clamp down on counterfeit goods.
Wow.
So
that's interesting.
What's going on in there? Yeah. There's a lot of good information in here. History was one of my favorite subjects. So I want to know the history of what I'm getting into. And that's just how I'm programmed. I want to know it's like when I got to know my husband, I had to get to know him before I decided I wanted to put him in my life. Same thing with my coins. I want to know what this coin is before I put it in my portfolio.
And see, that's where we differ, because I'm just like, oh, you cute coin.
I know, right? I gotta know you first.
Like, oh, you're kind of cute. But okay. All right, y'all. Let's go to our next coin so we don't keep going forever. Let's talk about the I said this wrong last week. BNB, I called it the Beyonce coin, but what did Francis call it?
Binance.
I like Beyonce. All right.
Beyonce coin is cute. We'll call it Beyonce coin.
Do you know, okay, totally off topic. Do you know they have a Karen coin?
Yes. I saw that, a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
They have a Karen coin, y'all.
if we have a Karen coin, we can have a Pam coin, we can have a Marilyn coin, a Francis coin. You in the audience, you can get a coin. But I mean, it really doesn't, unless it does something, it's just going to be a coin.
Yeah, and I truthfully, I'm here to build wealth and don't have time to be sitting there getting tracked on that. But it was very interesting. So BNB, this is still not a coin that I hold a lot of. So it just, I don't know. I know that it has its purpose, but it just, for me, my investments actually have to call. You know, I'm an energy person, and you know, I feel connected to some of these investments. I know that sounds really crazy, but I really feel connected to some of them. And when I bought them, like I was so excited when, you know, like when I buy Ethereum, I'm so excited. 88, I was so geeked about it. When it came to BNB, I was just kind of like, you know, need a little bit, but not a lot. What about you?
Yeah, I actually do own some Binance coin. Binance. Remember that? But I mean, aside from being the largest cryptocurrency exchange globally, and it has like a whole ecosystem of functionality. So Binance does a lot. It's one of those heavy hitters, the big players in the arena. And I mean, that was enough for me to buy a sliver of it and put it in my portfolio. Honestly, I don't own a whole share of Binance, but I do own like half a share, just to say it's in my portfolio, and it's a stable coin. So until I get all my data, you know, on Binance, because it hasn't had much of a gain in the past couple of weeks. So before it does, I will buy more, but just to have it there. So what I'll do is I'll just put it in my portfolio, sometimes buy a portion of it, and then do research on it. And it actually pushes me to do the research, because the price is going to go up, you know, if I don't buy more. So I try to catch it in that stage while I'm learning about that coin, and then kind of make my decision as to whether I'm going to buy more of it or just hold it in my portfolio. But it is one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world globally.
Yeah, that makes it interesting to buy. And I'm gonna go back and look at it, but you know, I have the bulk of our portfolio right now in which hasn't made this list, surprisingly, in like VeChain, which I think is an amazing investment that doesn't get enough. It just doesn't get enough energy. People are not into it as much. I'm also big on XLM, which is also not on this list, surprisingly. But okay, let's go into USDT. You and I have both been using this as a way to flip and hold on to, but recently I just moved over to the USD coin. It still does the same purpose. I still have a little bit of USDT. And for me, I use crypto.com to do most of my transactions. And either of them are fluid. So I'm able to move between both of them without any problem. But what about you? What are your thoughts on this particular coin?
Same thing as the USD coin. I still hold Tether. I didn't buy any more Tether because it's basically just like the USD coin, but I didn't want to be left out. So I bought some of that. Basically, it's like a twin to the USD coin.
It really is. So not a whole lot. I mean, me personally, I think you could do either or. It just depends on the exchange that you're on. One may be more prominent than the other, but they pretty much do the exact same thing, in my opinion. But it's good to have it. So in case you need to sell, like if you see that the market is getting ready to take a huge dip, then you're able to protect your returns that you've made on your coins. So let's get to Bay. You know, Bay for me is Ethereum. Ethereum, this just went down into, I think it was $1,700 and something this past last couple of days. If it was me, I would just not eat and buy crypto, you know, but I have a husband who, you know, kind of reminds me that, you know, we still got to eat. But Ethereum over the last week went down. It's trading at $2,200 right now, but over the last week, it went as low as 1725, right? Crazy, insane. I do believe, I could be wrong, but I do believe we're going to take another dip, and then we're going to, it's just going to go crazy. But I'm anticipating that it's going to take another dip. I think that it's testing right now, and it's a good week, but I'm expecting it to go back down. I keep an eye on it because I want to gobble up as much as I can. So what's your thoughts on Ethereum?
I'm going to help you catch Bay when he falls, okay? I'll be there to help you catch him. Other than the basics, just found out that Ethereum had actually 8 co-founders out of Zurich, Switzerland. So that was kind of an unusual amount of people working on one coin together. Usually it's like some billionaire, maybe 1 or 2, but this one actually had 8 people working on that project. So 8 co-founders.
Yeah.
That's really the only new information I found out about Ethereum, because we could talk all day long about Ethereum.
Well, I think the biggest thing that I love about Ethereum is, one, that it pretty much almost all cryptocurrency runs off of Ethereum. Not all, but a good majority of it does.
A lot of them.
It's essential. Quite honestly, I don't know why it's not valued at more, but there are projections that are saying that Ethereum will go as high as 30,000 by the end of the year. Listen, I would just be thrilled if it did. But other projections are that it will go to about $10,000 by the end of the year. But the forecasts is also showing that we are going to see another dip before we see it go back into the bullish market. So what are you looking at, Marilyn? What are your thoughts on this? Because I think when we talk about Ethereum, we're also talking about Bitcoin, because Ethereum is like the nagging little sister to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Like, making noise. You're gonna go play. I'm going to play too.
Yes, I'm gonna be big. I'm gonna be big girl too. You big girl, Bitcoin. I'm gonna be big girl too.
Right. And that's how I feel Ethereum is. I believe that Ethereum is just following behind the footsteps of Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is projected, as you know, to go up to $1 million. And I think we're talking over a 5 to 10 year period of time. However, it is projected to go up over 100,000 this year. So let's just talk about Ethereum and Bitcoin both together, because when I say they're close, they thick as thieves. When you see one, you typically see the other. And Ethereum, if you read charts, Ethereum pretty much is following the same path that Bitcoin went down. And so my expectations for it, when someone says it will go to 40,000, at first I was like, I don't know if that's going to happen this year, but I think over the last year, crypto, specifically Bitcoin, has shown us that any and everything is possible. That market can move up in a minute and go into a bullish market, and you just never know what's going to happen. So what are your thoughts on Bitcoin and Ethereum taking off this year? Do you think Bitcoin is going to go to 100,000? And do you think Ethereum is going to hit 10,000? Where do you think these numbers are?
Yeah, I actually do. I'm actually screaming Bitcoin and Ethereum to the moon. These are two of my biggest players in my portfolio. Right behind that is the Litecoin, because I'm loving the Litecoin also. But if you look at charts, just like Francis said, it is moving similar to the way Bitcoin was moving. And I think that there is a possibility, at least I am cheering it on, but I think there's a good possibility we could get there, but I don't think it's going to happen within the year, maybe next year. But and Ethereum is moving a little bit faster than Bitcoin did. It took Bitcoin a minute to get to where it is, with the rise and the drop, and then the rise and the drops. But I am really crossing my fingers that Ethereum will at least get up there where Bitcoin is now, and Bitcoin will go to that 100,000. I even read $500,000. So those are some very bold predictions, but some of them I am definitely backing and cheering for.
Yeah, and it is you're right, it's a very bold prediction, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm loving it. And the more I dive into these charts, again, I'm a analytics type of person. I'm a numbers person. So I'm looking for the history. Not so much, I can't honestly tell you, which is probably a bad thing to say publicly, but, I don't know as much of the history of the coins and some of their utilities. I'm just not aware of a lot of them. What I do know is the statistical information. I've seen where they've been and I know where they can go because I look at a lot of projections. And I do believe that Bitcoin is going to take off. I do believe because there are only X amount of Bitcoins left, that there is a high probability that it will go up significantly. But I also think that what's happening during this time is that a lot of people are scared in this market. To see any type of investment go from 64,000 down to half of its value can be extremely scary. So that's why it's so very important that you get access to people who are keeping you abreast of what's going on. And if you do not have anybody around you doing that, I want to invite you to join us, join our community, get back in touch with the person who put you here. And if you don't have anyone, then contact us directly. If you're watching this on YouTube, reach out to one of us and we will put you in touch with the training that you need. It's less than $200 a month. And when I tell you it's powerful, we have access to over 200 different 7, 8, and 9-figure traders and investors. It is extremely powerful. It took my learning curve from not knowing hardly anything to knowing as much as some of the experts. And I will say that and stake my name on it. Except for they probably know about the utilities of everything, and I don't. I know about the money part of it, which is what is important. I know where these cryptocurrencies are going, and I'm following right along with them. So Marilyn, so our top 10. Let's throw one in just for the sake of it. What would you tell someone who's looking to get started and they have $100 to invest? What is your favorite cryptocurrency right now that you would say, put your $100 here? Again, not telling y'all what to do, telling y'all what we would do if we only had $100 to invest, because $100 is a place to get started. So what would you tell them, Marilyn?
This is just a coin. If I had not known, anything about cryptocurrency, and if I had this top 10 list readily available, I think I would probably go with XRP, because XRP has seen a lot of gain over the past couple of weeks. And the rise has been kind of small, but it's still on a continuous incline. So, and the price point is really, really good. You can buy a lot of XRP right now for 72 cents. So if you're afraid of losing your investment, start with something that's credible, something stable, but something that you can buy a whole lot of and really see some gain or loss of what it's doing. Use that as a tester.
Yeah, and I'm going to do the opposite of what Marilyn says. I actually think that if I had $100 to invest right now, I would put it into Ethereum, simply because I believe that we're going to go into a bullish market and we're going to stay there for a minute. And that $100 could very well triple or quadruple for you in the next few months. And so even with Ethereum just last week, over the weekend, went down as low as $1,725. And I think right now, Ethereum is trading at $22.44. So that's a gain of $400 per token over the weekend. So, I mean, and it's not even at its height. So we all know Ethereum was up at 4,000 and something dollars. And so I would say that you could put your money there and then look to move it around. But if you're just getting started, it's really important that you have an investment strategy. And if that means $100 a week, $100 a month, $1,000 a month, whatever the case may be consistent in adding to your portfolio, because that's exactly how you build wealth. Wealth doesn't happen overnight. It happens through leverage and time and leverage, and making sure that you have the right investment vehicle. So I could talk about coins all day, y'all. Y'all want to stay on here? Okay, listen.
I love hot coins. This is one of my favorite subjects.
Well, you know what it is, even though this week the coins are identical and they're the same coins, it's a confirming conversation for somebody who comes on here. And granted, you're not going to learn everything in a 45 minute session. But what it does is it gets you to thinking. If you are new to cryptocurrency, what it does is it says, you know what, I keep hearing about this ADA coin. Let me go look at it. Let me find out if it's something that sits well with my spirit. I keep hearing about the polka dot. Let me look into that. So when you keep seeing something come up all the time, we call them wealth indicators. And it's something that if you keep hearing about Ethereum, or you keep hearing about Cardano, or you keep hearing about XRP, at some point it's got to click to you to go, let me get some. Let me make this investment. Let me find out how I can be part of history, because that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. So guys, get back in touch with the person who brought you here. And if not, get in touch with us. We want to thank you once again for joining us on Crypto and Coffee. We missed you today, Francis, but we're thankful for all of you that tuned in with us. Check us out tomorrow on Wednesday, where we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not even going to list it all out, but it's going to have a good story tomorrow. So catch us tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Crypto and Coffee. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Marilyn.
Thank you. Thank you guys for coming.